Hello student, today we are going to discuss about the destruction of the RBC, that is red blood cell. As you know, the lifespan of the RBC is 120 days. So after that RBC hemolyze, okay. So RBC hemolyze in the reticuloendothelial system, that is in the spleen. So how this destruction of RBC occur? So there are two types, intravascular hemolysis and extravascular hemolysis. So that will we see, okay. So two mechanism of red cell destruction, intravascular and extravascular. So now what is the mechanism and consequence of the extravascular and intravascular hemolysis, okay. So you can see in this figure, okay, there are two hemolysis, two types, that is extravascular hemolysis and intravascular hemolysis. So extravascular hemolysis, in that you can see in the reticular endothelial system, in the macrophage of reticular endothelial system, okay, this extravascular hemolysis occur. So in that RBC hemolyzed, so there is a release of heme and globin from the hemoglobin. Okay, when RBC hemolyzed, hemoglobin is released, so hemoglobin is separated into heme and globin, okay. Heme is converted into bilirubin and iron, and globin is converted into amino acid because it is made up of protein. Amino acid, it goes for the protein synthesis. Then iron, it is goes into iron store. Then bilirubin it goes into peripheral blood, okay. It is unconjugated bilirubin. That bilirubin goes into liver. In the liver, bilirubin become conjugated with the help of glucuronide, so that conjugated bilirubin that goes into the enterohepatic circulation. So then from that by this urobilinogen is formed in the intestine. So from that stercobilin in the feces, it is excreted, stercobilinogen or stercobilin, and in the urine, urobilinogen is excreted, that is 20% absorbed and then remaining excreted, okay. So serum unconjugated bilirubin, stercobilinogen in the stool, urobilinogen in the urine, iron store in the bone marrow. These all are increased in the splenomegaly. When splenomegaly occur, then more hemolysis of RBC, so more release of this bilirubin. So serum unconjugated bilirubin increased, stercobilinogen in the stool is increased, urobilinogen in the urine is increased, iron store increase, and okay. Then intravascular hemolysis occur inside the blood vessel. So in that what happen, only hemoglobin increase in the blood, that is known as hemoglobinemia, okay. So there is in the no splenomegaly, direct this hemoglobin that appear in the urine, that is known as hemoglobinuria or hemosideruria, okay. So that is the difference between extravascular and intravascular hemolysis, okay. So this is about extravascular and intravascular hemolysis, okay. So intravascular destruction, so red cells are destroyed in the circulation when their cell membrane is breached. So causes of intravascular destruction are, so membranes of older red cell become rigid and become susceptible to rupture during the circulation inside the blood vessel. So defect in the membrane that facilitate the hemolysis in the circulation. So old old RBC હોય એનું જે મેમ્બ્રેન રિજિડ થઈ જાય, એટલે when circulationમાં હોય તો એ રપ્ચર થઈ જાય inside the blood vessel, okay. Also defect in the membrane facilitate the hemolysis, okay. When there is a cardiac valve problem is there, then hemolysis is common, that is intravascular destruction. Microangiopathic hemolytic anemia, એની અંદર intravascular destruction થાય. Extravascular destruction, macrophage differentiate young and old red cell. Sensor means old red cell, they ingest the old red cell. Macrophage જે છે એ RBC ને ગળી જાય, ingest કરે. So two important changes that occur in the sensus red cell that make them vulnerable to mechanical destruction or phagocytosis by macrophages. So it produces decreased deformability or alteration in the surface proteins properties. Decreased deformability. So deformability of the RBC help them to easily pass through the narrow capillaries and splenic pulps. Okay, so biconcave shape and some extent the viscosity of the hemoglobin saturation in the cell that facilitate the ability of the RBC to deform. So therefore decreased deformability, okay, due to change in the shape as occur in the spherocytosis or ellipsocytosis, and increase internal viscosity as occur in the sickle cell or hemoglobin C disease make the red cell vulnerable to the lysis while passing through the splenic pulp. Okay, so when there is a deformity, decreased deformability and increased viscosity that occur in the sickle cell or that HBC disease make the RBC vulnerable to lysis while passing through the splenic pulp. So binding of the antibodies or complement. Okay, antibodies are the proteins that produce in the response of antigenic presentation in the body that you study later on. Complement is also some type of the particles that help in the immunity. So complement components to the surface of the RBC changes the chemical composition of the membrane. So binding of the immunoglobulin G or C3 that causes oxidation of membrane components. So that is detected by the macrophages that ingest the red blood cell. Fate of destroyed RBC. Destruction of the RBC causes the release of hemoglobin, which is then converted to heme and globin. Heme is converted into bile pigments, that is bilirubin and biliverdin. Fate of destroyed RBC depends on the whether the cells were destroyed extravascularly or intravascularly, that we discussed earlier. So fat in the extravascular destruction in the phagocytous cells such as macrophage, RBC degraded by lysosomes into lipids, protein and heme. Heme is catabolized to the bilirubin and protein and lipids are reprocessed in the catabolic pathway. Okay, protein and lipids they are reused in the catabolic pathway. Bilirubin formed from the destruction of RBC enter into peripheral blood and circulate as the unconjugated bilirubin. Okay, જે bilirubin release થાય છે જે હિમોગ્લોબિનમાંથી ઓકે હિમને ગ્લોબિન બને પછી હિમમાંથી જે બિલિરુબિન છૂટું પડે that is circulate as a unconjugated bilirubin. Unconjugated bilirubin પછી that transport to the liver where it gets conjugated and conjugated bilirubin extended to the bile into GI tract, that is gastrointestinal tract, that is known as enterohepatic circulation. Okay, so urobilinogen level indicate degree of hemolysis. Estimation of fecal urobilinogen and urine urobilinogen are performed to detect the hemolysis. So their level indicate the intensity of hemolysis as they are good markers of rate of hemolysis. So in intestine, the bilirubin is converted to urobilinogen by bacterial reduction. So urobilinogen further converted to stercobilinogen and stercobilin that are extracted in the stool. So bilirubin માંથી urobilinogen બનશે, urobilinogen માંથી stercobilinogen અને એમાંથી stercobilin બને, that is extracted in the stool. Small fraction of urobilinogen is absorbed from the intestine, extracted to urine as a urinary urobilinogen. Okay, તો આ રીતે small amount of urobilinogen is absorbed from the intestine, extracted to the urine as urinary urobilinogen. How this intravascular destruction occurs? So destruction of the RBC in the circular release hemoglobin in the plasma directly. So this hemoglobin bind with the heptoglobin and decrease the serum heptoglobin level. So level of reduced heptoglobin indicate the severity of hemolysis. So hemoglobin heptoglobin complex is transported to the liver where the heme of the hemoglobin is converted to the iron and biliverdin by the heme oxidation. Carbon monoxide released during cleavage of heme by heme oxidation. Biliverdin then further degraded bilirubin. Heme in the plasma bind with the hemopaxin, plasma glycoprotein, and the capacity of the hemopaxin to bind with the heme is saturated. So heme is bind with the albumin and to form the methylalbumin. Okay, so this happen in the intravascular destruction. Plasma haptoglobin level indicates hemolysis. So in intravascular hemolysis, the Hb haptoglobin complex clears the haptoglobin from the plasma. Therefore, haptoglobin content of the plasma is decreased in the hemolysis, and the degree of decrease is apparently proportional to the rate of hemolysis. So therefore, reduced plasma haptoglobin is index of hemolysis. If the intravascular destruction is more, hemoglobin circulate unbound in the blood and હિમોગ્લોબિનેમિયા occur. ઓકે, જ્યારે ઇન્ટ્રાવાસ્ક્યુલર ડિસ્ટ્રક્શન વધારે હોય ત્યારે હિમોગ્લોબિન જે છે એમાંથી હિમોગ્લોબિન છૂટું ના પડે અને હિમોગ્લોબિન જે છે વધી જાય બ્લડમાં, એને કહેવાય હિમોગ્લોબિનેમિયા. એટલે હિમોગ્લોબિન જ્યારે કિડની ટ્યુબ્યુલ્સમાં એન્ટર થાય અને એક્સટેરિયર ઇન ધ યુરિન, દેટ ઇઝ નોન એઝ હિમોગ્લોબિનુરિયા. Severe acute hemolysis, hemoglobin casts are deposited in the kidney tubules and damaged tubules and produce acute tubular necrosis and renal failure. Hemolytic jaundice. Hemolytic jaundice that occurs from increased destruction of red cells or their precursors in the marrow, bone marrow, causing increased bilirubin production. So what is jaundice? That you know, ગુજરાતીમાં કમળો કહીએ છીએ. Jaundice is a yellowish discoloration of the skin as cutaneous tissue due to increased level of the bilirubin. Okay, normal bilirubin કેટલું હોય? 0.2 to 1 milligram per deciliter. જ્યારે એમની લેવલ ઇન્ક્રીઝ મોર દેન 2 મિલીગ્રામ પર ડેસીલીટર ત્યારે જોન્ડિસ જે છે એ ક્લિનિકલી એપિયર થાય. ઓકે, સો મેઇનલી જે છે યલોઇશ ડિસ્કલરેશન ઓફ યુરિન, ઓકે, પછી યલોઇશ ડિસ્કલરેશન ઓફ ઓકે sclera. Okay, these are the points where you can suspect or we can point the jaundice. Okay, 3 types of jaundice are there. Okay, hemolytic jaundice, okay, obstructive jaundice, other okay, prehepatic, hepatic and post-hepatic jaundice. Means this is hemolytic jaundice, obstructive jaundice and hepatocellular jaundice. Okay, તો હિમોલાઇટિક જોન્ડિસમાં મેઇનલી આરબીસી વધારે હિમોલાઇઝ થાય. ઓકે, જેથી કરીને અનકન્જ્યુગેટેડ બિલિરુબિન વધી જતું હોય છે. ઓબ્સ્ટ્રક્ટિવ જોન્ડિસમાં જે છે એ ઓકે જ્યાં બાઇલ ફ્લો જે છે એ બાઇલ ફ્લો જે છે એમાં ડિસ્ટ્રક્શન થાય એટલે ઓબ્સ્ટ્રક્ટિવ જોન્ડિસ કહેવાય, જેમાં કન્જ્યુગેટેડ બિલિરુબિન વધી જતું હોય છે. એટલે મોસ્ટલી જે છે બાઇલ ડક્ટ જે છે એમાં ઓબ્સ્ટ્રક્શન થયું હોય, બરાબર, તો એની અંદર ઓબ્સ્ટ્રક્ટિવ જોન્ડિસ થાય. એટલે કે ગોલ્ડ સ્ટોન હોય એમાં ઓબ્સ્ટ્રક્ટિવ જોન્ડિસ થાય. અને હિપેટોસેલ્યુલર જોન્ડિસ કે જેમાં લીવરમાં કોઈ પેથોલોજી હોય, જેમ કે હિપેટાઇટિસ એ થાય, હિપેટાઇટિસ બી, ઓકે, એવો કોઈ બી ડિસીઝ હોય એની અંદર હિપેટોસેલ્યુલર જોન્ડિસ થાય. એની અંદર બંને બિલિરુબિન વધી જાય અને કન્જ્યુગેટેડ અને કન્જ્યુગેટ. સો jaundice due to hemolysis is usually mild because the healthy liver can exceed the bilirubin load of 6 times of its normal concentration. So however, this does not happen in the newborn. So okay, because the liver of the newborn does not capable by exceeding the bilirubin load. So hemolytic jaundice is more common than newborn. Hemolytic jaundice is common in the newborn. Normally, healthy liver can exceed bilirubin load of 6 times normal concentration. In newborn, the hepatic system are not well developed, so bilirubin metabolism is not effective. And hemolytic jaundice common in them is some because severely useful in premature deliveries. Heme is converted to biliverdin by heme oxidase, and the biliverdin is converted to bilirubin by biliverdin reductase. Okay, unconjugated bilirubin bound to the albumin enters the liver and can conjugated by action of glucuron transferase to form the bilirubin diglucuronide. So following enterohepatic circulation, the bilirubin is excreted through the bile into intestine, where it is converted to urobilinogen by bacterial reduction. So urobilinogen is further converted into stercobilinogen, and fraction of urobilinogen is absorbed into the blood from the intestine and excreted in the urine as urinary urobilinogen. So urobilinogen content of stool and urine indicates the rate of hemolysis. As unconjugated bilirubin is mostly bound to the albumin, bilirubin is not filtered in the glomerulus and therefore is not extracted bilirubin in the urine. So unconjugated bilirubin cannot extract in the urine. So hemolytic jaundice is known as acholoric jaundice. So this is asked is the objective question or MCQ. Okay, hemolytic jaundice is known as acholoric because there is no excision of unconjugated bilirubin in the urine. However, urine color may become brown due to excision of the urobilinogen in the urine. Increased quantity of fecal stercobilinogen can cause dark brown colored stool. If fecal stercobilinogen increase, then it produces dark brown colored stool. So plasma bilirubin is usually less than 6 mg and liver function test is normal in the hemolytic jaundice. Okay. So that is about hemolytic jaundice. Okay. So this flow chart that show how this destruction of the RBC occurs. So 80 to 85% of destruction of the old RBC or abnormal red cell, 15 to 20% effective erythropoiesis, non-hemoglobin pigment, heme from heme oxygenase by the enzyme, biliverdin is formed, biliverdin reductase enzyme, bilirubin is formed, bilirubin goes into blood circulation, it's bind with the albumin, that is unconjugated bilirubin, it become conjugated by in the liver by the enzyme gluconate transferase. Then it form bilirubin digluconate, that is conjugated bilirubin. This is enterohepatic circulation occur, it goes into intestine. Okay, then it form the urobilinogen. Then from the urobilinogen, stercobilinogen is formed, stercobilinogen extended in the feces. Urobilinogen also reabsorb 20% reabsorb and another it extended in the urine. Okay, so this is the fate of the RBC. Causes of hemolytic jaundice. So inherited disorder or acquired disorder. Inherited disorder, so in that spherocytosis is there, ellipsocytosis, glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase deficiency, okay, pyruvate kinase deficiency. These are all enzyme diseases that you study in the biochemistry. Sickle cell anemia that we have discussed. Acquired disorder, microangiopathic hemolytic anemia, paroxysmal nocturnal hemoglobinuria, spur cell anemia, immune hemolysis, warm and cold antibodies, hemolytic disease of newborn. Okay, that is more common in the newborn. ઓકે, તમે સાંભળ્યું હશે કે કોઈ બી જન્મેલા બાળકમાં તરત જ કમળો થતો હોય છે જોન્ડિસ. ઓકે, તો એમાં હિમોલાઇસિસ થઈ જાય એટલા માટે તો એને આપણે ફોટોથેરાપી આપતા હોય છે. ઇનકમ્પ્લીટ ઓફ બ્લડ ટ્રાન્સફ્યુઝન, બરાબર બ્લડ ટ્રાન્સફ્યુઝન આપ્યું હોય તો ડ્રગ ઇન્ડ્યુસ કેટલીક ડ્રગ જે છે એ હિમોલાઇસિસ કરી છે, જેમ કે રિફામ્પિસિન જે છે એ એન્ટી ટ્યુબરક્યુલોસિસમાં આપવાની ડ્રગ છે રિફામ્પિસિન. ઓકે, RNTCPમાં આવે. ઓકે, કોક્સ ટ્રીટમેન્ટ, પ્રોબેન્સેરિન ડ્રગ છે એ આપણે યુરિક એસિડ વધી એમાં આપતા હોય છે. ડ્રગ ઇન્ડ્યુસ હોય, પછી બર્ન દાજી ગયા હોય એમાં પણ હિમોલાઇટિક જોન્ડિસ થવાના ચાન્સીસ હોય. So these are the causes of hemolytic jaundice. Okay, so this is all about this topic, that is how this when RBC hemolyzes, then what happen, intravascular hemolysis and extravascular hemolysis. Okay.